Welcome to the latest podcast of Silicon and Spice, where tech leaders share life's unique flavors. And today we have Ran here. You want to wave hi?
Hello, everyone. I'm Ran.
Ran currently is the CTO at a company called Pure Global. It's an AI and data-powered life science service provider. And previously, you took a career break of 2 years and focusing on being a stay-at-home dad.
Yes.
And before that, you were director of engineering of machine learning at Tubi, and then you also worked at a lot of different companies like Trulia, etc.
Yes.
So the first question I have is, what is your path into engineering leadership?
Yeah. I think that's a very, very good question where, especially nowadays, when we talk about AI, I saw a lot of new graduates, right? So I think this is a very hard time for everyone to find a job for new graduates. And then a lot of changes in the careers. So I graduated from Carnegie Mellon in 2014. I think that at that time it was a golden age for people who work in the tech, right?
11 years ago.
Yeah. So every company is hiring. So for most people, you have to make choices where you want to go to big companies like Amazon, Google, Apple, Meta, or you go to middle or smaller startups.
Yeah.
And then at that time, I don't think the smaller startups are as sexy as like nowadays when we talk about AI things, right? So you need to have a lot of thoughts about why you want to go to startups. So for me, I've always been a startup guy. I like building things from scratch.
Yeah.
So first company I work at Trulia, which is a public company, but it's middle and smaller size.
Okay.
So I didn't went to larger companies like Apple, for example. I do have offers for them. But the reason I went there is because I want to be a smaller company. I learn things, and then I want to go to another startup.
Oh,
so that's how I choose to go to Trulia, right? So then after I worked in Trulia for a few years, I went to a startup called 2BTV.
Yeah.
Right? So back to the question, the leadership things. I think the easiest way when you want to promote fast is just to go to a company that will grow fast. Right?
Yeah.
So if your company have a lot of people, 100x, in a very short period of time, of course the people there get promoted fast. And of course, you need to have some skills, like you care about the business, you care about the team, you contribute a lot to the team, you have strong technical. But of course, the things I think people don't realize is how fast the company grows, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So to summarize, I think you started as like a data scientist role, right?
Sort of.
/ engineer.
Yeah, like I think at that time, nobody really knows what's
a data
scientist. So for me, even though my title was a data scientist at Trulia, but the real role is more like applied machine learning scientist. If we talk about like how we talk about today.
Yeah.
Then when I went to 2B, my initial title was even I like data engineer or something. But my work is essentially the same. It's like machine learning, apply machine learning, right? So on the machine learning algorithm, like recommendation algorithm. So that has been what I've done, what I've been doing for last 10 to 12 years. Just like title changes.
Yeah, but the core remains very similar.
Yeah, and also, to be honest, that's always the thing I want to work on is how do I apply machine learning in different industry.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, like
real estate and then
the real estate, TV entertainment now is like help the medical device, medtech, life science, regulation stuff. But the essential, the core thing is always like how can I apply machine learning to solve the real world problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now people don't talk about machine learning anymore. People talk about AI.
Yeah, that's right.
Essentially, we're talking about the same thing. Yeah.
Very similar. Yeah. So basically, your path into engineering leadership is like jump on a rocket ship, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
When the company is at a hyper growth phase, the headcount grows at 10x. The tide lifts the boat, right? So that lifts your career. It could be the title, it could be your domain.
Yes.
Versus, as you said, at a bigger company, even though you had the choice, you decided to want to kind of try out those smaller companies to just get more kind of diverse experience, I would say, instead of being kind of in one area, right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I always love building. I love being hands-on. So that's why I really love startup, because I always have the path or the option to own things end to end, to build the things the way I want. So that's how I get most of my enjoyment, right? Like building things. Yeah.
I love that. That's my hat, that building things.
Yeah, building things. Yeah.
Kind of looking back of your time in these different startups, what is a great example of having a good PM-EM partnership? Because I feel like we're kind of like left hand and right hand, right? You have to work with both hands really well. You cannot be like one side is dominant and the other side just listen. That doesn't work like that, right? Yeah.
That's a very good point. I think you come from a PM
Yeah,
background, right? So I always work with a lot of great PMs in my career. But one thing I want to mention is I think in the machine learning side, especially I work on a lot on the recommendation algorithm side. PM's role is kind of different compared to, let's say, like front end and back end.
True, because I'm a consumer PM, right? I'm a more of a, as you said, like front end facing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because for example, I know when I think about product manager, right? So or project manager or whatever, this kind of role.
Product manager.
Product manager, yeah, I know it's different. So one of the most important things is to find out the user story, right? What does really what really user want, and then work with engineering leadership to translate that into something that people can implement. So that's the most important role. And then like in the machine learning side, especially for example, recommendation algorithm, like ranking algorithm, it's hard.
Yeah, you don't talk. It's like, what do you want to recommend it to? That's true.
Yeah, right. So like there are a few things that's hard. First of all is like what's the real user story here? Like if you look at the home screen of the let's say Tubi or Netflix or all these recommendation based like streaming service, nothing changed. It's same ranking kind of thing, and right. So it's really hard to say what's the real user stories here. And then that's the first thing. The second thing is, for example, there's like new user experience, there's like returning user experience, right? There's like diversity, there's discovery. There's still a lot of things, but it's not as like explicit as like a simple user journey, but a very data-driven way of describe things. So like a lot of very good product people I work with, they are more native to using data to describe the user behavior and describe what they really want. Instead of just saying, for example, we want diversity.
Right? You have to be a little more detailed.
So what defines diversity, right? Why does that matters? Like why do you say this one have good diversity, that one doesn't? And why, for example, diversity of the algorithm, diversity of the recommendation will truly contribute to our core business? All these things need to be answered by data. Otherwise, and then even with that defined, how can we measure the improvement? How can we improve the algorithm to make that happen is also very hard, to be honest. So I think that's kind of the thing observed in my day-to-day work with the PM, where I love working with PMs, but then if the PM doesn't truly come from data kind of background,
we're gonna be more technical.
It's hard. It's hard. Even for the PM, it's hard because when PM comes in, it's hard for him or her to describe what they really want. So that's why I think in the machine learning side, we need PMs where are more technical, more data-driven, also have some sense of how does machine learning works as well.
I see. So
it's not like front and back end. You're going to implement that. And then they're going to be implemented.
It's a lot more uncertain kind of things. So basically, as you said, the partnership does require a very deep technical knowledge from the product side, right? You cannot just say, oh, I want to achieve this. This is how it should look like what people want, because you have to speak the same technical language that the engineering partner says. So that does have the nuance into it.
And also I think this comes to two sides as well, where from my team, like when I manage the machine learning team, most of our engineers care more about products, user experience as well. Right? So in this relationship with the PM, like we both of us need to speak others' language to build a deeper relationship, right? Like for example, at Tubi, most of our engineering team do a lot of user journey analysis, A/B test results analysis, because they want to have a deeper understanding of what does the user really do. For example, if we're releasing a new recommendation algorithm change, so how does user behavior really changes, right? So this should not be just be answered by the PMs, but also need to be understood by the engineers. So I think this kind of more overlap in a way from the machine learning point of view for PM and engineer side compared to just,
one-sided, right? You have to speak each other's languages.
Exactly. So that's why I see like in our team, all the teams I work on, the relationship between engineers and PMs are much more deeper because we have to talk a lot on a daily basis. And in some engineering team, right? So the PMs can write tickets.
Yeah.
And then they know things going to be implemented in this way because there are going to be designers helping them to draw things, and then they know this is going to happen in this way.
Yeah.
But in the machine learning side, in the recommendation side, it's hard.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of kind of discussion to make sure we're truly aligned.
Yeah.
There's no such a UX thing there.
Right. There's no you can't like visualize.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of my feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. It does require each other to speak to the other side of the language.
Yeah.
That to have a good and strong partnership. You basically have the same language, right?
Yeah.
You cannot talk over each other, have different languages. My next question is, what made you decide you want to transition to be a stay-at-home dad for 2 years?
Yeah.
I mean, you were director of engineering, like good career path and stuff.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So to give everyone more background, this year is 2025, right? It's in 2023. So,
after COVID.
Yeah, after COVID. So the multiple factors. First of all is, of course, I went to 2B at 2017.
Okay.
So I
6 years.
Yeah, I was the first ML engineer there. I built a whole machine learning team from scratch. Algorithms, a lot, data science, a lot of things there from scratch, right? So, and then 2B was acquired by Fox Corporations. So it has been a long time for me to work in that company. So I do want to take a break.
Yeah,
that's the first thing. And also, I have 2 babies, right? So one is a girl and a boy. And I do want to spend more time with them as well. And also we decide to take care of the babies just by ourselves.
No family support.
No family support, no nanny. Yeah, just by ourselves. Yeah, we do want to spend more time with them until they can go to like daycare, for example.
Right.
So, and then another very important factor is I think being full-time dad is cool. And that's not something people talk a lot.
Okay.
But still, I think that's very important. Like, I really want to support my wife's career as well. So, my wife is she's a CPA in the Big Four accounting firm. So, if you know this industry, you know there's gonna be their jobs are generally very crazily busy.
Yeah,
especially
crazy hours.
Yeah, crazy hours, busy seasons. And also, she have a very big dream. So, she also taking a part-time
She's doing a part-time
JD. Yeah, so she want to pass the bar.
Doctor.
Yes.
The law school.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Want to pass the California bar. Yeah, so if you don't know, California bar is one of the most difficult bar to pass. And also she is Chinese as me, so English is not her native language.
Okay.
Taking part-time JD is also extremely challenging because also
she's also doing the school and stuff.
Yeah.
While working at the Big Four. Oh my gosh, wow.
And then prepare for the final exams, very hard. So for me, I really want to support her dream as well. For me, I feel I'm lucky enough to join a startup. I feel like I've done a lot to get my dream come true in a way.
Right.
So I do want to support her a lot. So I think this kind of thing, the reasons. So I stay home for around 2 years so that 2 of the babies the younger ones can go to a daycare as well.
Yeah.
So then, I think it's a good time for us.
I love that because usually, like, the norm is that, okay, the wife supports the husband's dream. And I love that you have equality here, that you want to support what your wife aspires to do.
Yes.
Right. And then it's like you don't mind this planned career break because you're in charge of spending more time with your kids. And so that feels a good bonding time. It's not like wasted or anything. Right. Yeah.
So, I like the way how you describe it because whenever I think about it, I think it's funny because like, for example, if a woman, right, take a career break, people won't say you take a career break. And then what about your future career? Like people take that for granted for somehow, right? So, but essentially like we're all equal, right? So, for me, I don't think that's a issue. Like that's like happen just to one of us. So then I think I'm pretty lucky in my career. Then why not? That cannot be me, right? So that's basically how I think about it. I think definitely want to talk about this story because I want encourage more people, more men to think about like being a full-time dad as well, right? So it's about like just the family and we all have the choice to do the things.
Yeah. I love that. If you want to take care of the kids yourself, it's one of you guys, right?
Yes,
it has to be one of you guys.
Yes.
So it could be the husband, could be the wife.
Yes.
It just between the couples and whatever you guys works out. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
The next question is, I want to hear more about your journey from a stay-at-home dad back to AI tech, right? Medical device tech. And this is a new domain.
Yes.
And you also have a bump in title. You are the CTO now,
Yeah.
Chief Technology Officer.
Yeah.
So how was that transition?
So first of all, what we do at Pure Global, right? We are like a AI-based consulting firm. So we help the medical device companies or health tech companies who already get their registration done in their local countries. For example, if you have like an Apple Watch, you already registered in the United States, you are doing pretty well in your business. But then you want to go to Brazil, you want to go to South Korea, you want to go to Asia, UAE, right? You have to find a local company to help you go through all this registration process.
Local partnership. Okay.
Yeah, and then you have to have a local company to hold your registration. Right. So that's kind of the regulations here. So you have to work with most of the companies need to work with a consulting firm instead of doing by their own. Unless you are super rich. You can have like 20 different offices all around the world. Then you can do this, right? So in last few years, we already opened our own company, our own local office in around like 20 different places. So we can help the customers to hold their license to do the registration. We help a lot of companies from China, from Europe, USA, because these are like major manufacturer companies for medical device, right? So, and then my role as a CTO is really to develop the AI native solutions. So this goes back to what I really want to do. I really want to make AI applied machine learning, basically. So apply AI into different domains. I think this is a very good domain. Essentially, so this comes two parts. One is what we deliver to the clients. How can we make more efficiency with the AI tools? Second is within the company itself. How can we transform from a traditional consulting company, just like every consulting company?
Accenture or like
like because consulting company in this kind of format has been running for like hundreds of years, right? So there's always ways of doing consulting company, and then there's always issues running consulting company. For example, it's hard to scale the business, right? How can we transform this kind of company into a more AI native company where
transformation phase?
We can make the company and the business more scalable without, by building all these AI tools and also changing the company structures. We were talking about, right, how to do sales, how to do a lot of things here. So I'm leading all these efforts to help the clients and help the company as well as a CTO. So I think this kind of aligns what I always want to do and all the skills I have. And then since I've been joining this company, we already see a lot of changes in the company. So
why you joined?
So a lot of changes. So we are kind of a pioneer here in both like helping the clients, also making a company transforming as well.
So now here comes the follow-up question, because usually when a person takes like a 2-year planned break, people say, oh, I'm taking a step back in my career. But in your case, you're taking a step forward, right? Went from like director, I think middle to high level management, to a C level, to an executive level. How did you make that happen? Because it sounds like in the 2 years that you were having time off and bonding with your kids, you were still doing a lot of stuff, right? That you still keep up with latest technology, right?
That's a very good point. So for me, I think spending time with baby costs a lot of energy, but still, you still have a lot of time.
After they go to bed, 8 o'clock.
So you have a lot of smaller time here and there.
When the nap happens.
But you don't have a huge amount of time, like 2 hours, 3 hours. No, you probably have like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can do some all your own things. So I've tried to do a lot of very random things during this period. So I learn a lot. For example, because of AI, right? So I do a lot of side hustles. I try to get a lot of professional license, a very different business.
What kind of license?
So I to be honest, I try a lot. Like I try to search to get license. I probably search like more than 50 different side hustles. Then I end up spend more time on like personal finance domain. So I get my tax professional license, insurance agent license, security license, financial advisor license. So I can provide the whole financial planning end to end for individuals. That solves a lot of my own questions, and also I do see a lot of clients as well in this domain. So that's kind of a major thing. And then one nice thing about this domain is I get a lot of professional training on how to do the sales.
Oh, okay.
So, because I come from a technical side, right? So the whole sales training really bring me to the next level of my career. Yeah.
You still kind of improve your skill sets.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though you have just fragmented time.
Yeah.
You still were able. I don't know. Are these trainings online or something? You were able to watch this, or some of them in person? Yeah.
Yeah, in person, online. But the most important thing is it's really outside my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I learn a lot being a salesperson. I get a lot of training. So even now, when I join the new company, I'm very confident to do the sales by myself as well, to talk to clients, which was something I didn't understand. I didn't know how to do that in my previous company.
Okay.
But now I can do that. So I think that's very important. And I see now that with the help of AI, a lot of things are changing, especially the technical side. Like the cursor, all these AI tools can do so much things. And that means each individual of us need to push the boundary, do much more outside of our comfort zone. I think that's very important.
Okay, okay. So I think sounds like you were able to make the transition, not by luck, of course, right? It's because during your 2 years of stay-at-home dad period, you were able to get more training, get more license, and then basically you have more kind of cross-functional exposure into sales.
Yes.
Combined with your machine learning background, that makes you a really good candidate to be a C-level. That you basically don't just focus on one thing, not just like machine learning, the outdoor side, but you're able to kind of play a GM role, right? You're able to see different functions.
Business owner role.
Business owner.
Yeah, I would call it business owner. Yeah. That's also something I didn't quite understand when I worked just as an employee.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand what does it mean by truly the feeling of business owner, and how do you provide service to other people? How do you make money from other people?
Yeah.
Right. That's very important. That's very hard, actually.
How do you get people to pay you?
Yeah. Right. So, because like if you never do this role, you will feel bad asking people to pay you to do something. Right. You feel like that's a bargain, that's a negotiation.
Yeah.
But then if you do a lot of sales, you will realize that's the process of adding value, right?
That's
so you will figure out what's the value you are providing. How do you figure out the best spot for value adding, right? So your whole mindset shifts, and then you know you are helping. You're not selling, you're helping them. And so with all these mindset shifts, kind of helps me to move to the next role as well, where, to be honest, like
you're providing value as a CTO, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also, to be honest, when I talk to different companies, they are the most thing they are most impressive is like, yes, they are looking for a technical leader, but then they doesn't like the technical leader who only care about technical.
Right. You have to be well-rounded.
You have to
at that level.
You have to have strong business sense.
Yeah.
You know how does business work. You know how you can contribute to the business side as well, not just the technical side, right? So that's kind of the requirement for a higher role. Yeah, so that's kind of thing I observe and I start to realize, which I didn't quite understand when I was in my previous company.
Okay, yeah, I love that. It's a mindset shift, right? Basically, as you said, you're the business owner, right? If the company ride or die, it's kind of on the vision that you set, right?
Yes.
You had to do the sales. You have to make sure it's running. The ship does not sink and stuff. Yeah.
And then that gives you the proactive way of thinking how to solve the problem, right? The growth mindset comes with together as well, because you're a business owner now.
Yeah.
And if you're just employee, right? So the employee mindset is really hard, because
another day.
Like my manager tell me to do this, tell me to do that, right? So you put your position is like the opposite of the business or opposite of the employee, where you see them like doing something bad to you, and then you just want to get paid because that's a compensation for you because you get hurt in your day-to-day work. I mean, and I think of the day that hurts your long-term career as well, to be honest, right? So I think this whole business owner mindset is very important for anyone who want to make their career move forward. So,
that is really cool.
And also, I think for me now, as a company leader as well, where I want to build more ways to that the people in the company feel like they are the owner of the business as well.
They're part of it.
Then it comes back to the organization. It comes back to the compensation incentives, compensation structures, right? How can we make people truly the owner of the business? These are very important.
So that's a culture. That's a big culture shift.
That's a big culture shift, and why that's more important today is because of AI. The AI are giving us the exponential growth of your ability to do things. Now, if I just give you a fixed pay, you don't want to grow.
Yeah, I'll do whatever is assigned to me, right?
Yeah, right. But if you are feeling you are the truly owner of the business, if you can make exponentially growth of the money compensation because you are using the better tools, then you have the incentive to grow.
Right, yeah.
So I think as a business leader, that's very important to think about. How can we change the compensation structure to encourage people to do the things that can grow together as the AI grow. So that's very important for us, for everyone to think about that, because that's truly the power of AI.
Yeah.
Where it's give everyone the opportunity to grow exponentially.
Yeah.
So if the ability, the contribution grows exponentially, the compensation, the money also should grow exponentially as well.
That does sound like the sales comp structure. The sales people, I heard, for like entry level, if you do well, the sales comp can, outgrow like engineering pretty fast if you do the right thing and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. In the later stage, you have the client base, you have the expected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I think that's very important. Like we all need to have the right mindsets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the most important thing I learned during my full-time dev stage. Business owner, where I didn't quite understand it, or I kind of sort of have those feelings because in the companies, every company gonna have a company value, right? Like team player,
be an owner,
but like most people doesn't care, most doesn't see it in that way. Yeah, you have to learn it in, I don't know, like everyone learn it in different ways.
What does a typical day look like for you as a CTO of an AI medical device tech startup?
Yeah, so
have you ever had a typical day? I understand being a business owner every day could be a little dramatically different.
A few things people didn't realize, or I didn't realize. So first of all is what does it mean by having a truly global company? I have each day, I probably have meetings with people. Morning to night, and also people from, for example, Europe, like Netherlands, German, from South Asia, like Thailand, Singapore, from Brazil. People all speak English, but speak different English. It's really funny when you talk to different people. Then they have their own nature of way of thinking, nature of way of like talking, different style of working. So it's very interesting to work with very, very different people, truly global. And then I also being a CTO, I also spend a lot of time to do the partnership, to do the sales by myself.
Oh, even as a CTO, you also have
because we want to promote the culture of own things end to end. Anyone can own things end to end. So that means I should own things end to end as well. From finding the leads, talking to clients, to sign the deal, and coordinate projects to really deliver the projects. First-hand experience. Also, that helps me to decide what kind of tools I need to build. Because without those experience, I have to heavily rely on someone else. And I think that path has been proven not that effective. Because there's like information gap, second-hand information gap, right? So for me, after I talk to all these clients, managing all these projects, the tools I built are really the tools that truly solve the problem. And one last thing, I realized that it turns out that if I have all the knowledge of doing things end to end, it turns out we don't have to build very complicated engineer solutions.
Oh, okay. You talk to the users already. You know what they want, right?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting part people didn't realize, where you have a team saying, you guys gonna focus on help the people solve the problem, build the solutions to help them. Actually, this team, their incentive is to build a complicated solution.
It will take longer.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of reasons, right? So because, for example, people need to justify what they are doing, right? So they want to propose some more complicated things. They want to get promoted. They want to have a larger team. All these reasons, right? Things get more complicated. But for me, I come from a different angle. I want to build a tools to solve my own problem. And then I talk to clients on a daily basis, right? And it turns out all these tools I built for myself, for the company, easy, simple to use, solve the real problem. Then, and another real nice thing is because of AI. All these tools are much easier to build now. So because of AI, so AI really solve a lot of things. One is it enabled me to talk to the clients. In the previous, it's hard, but now we can. And then because I talk to the clients, and then because I know what to build, then AI helps me to build things faster.
Prototype and stuff.
Yeah. So that I think we're really in a stage where we never seen this before, where we can build things much faster because of AI. And because of AI, let us to know what to build because we can talk to the customer.
Right.
So,
pretty hands-on CTO. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the change I never seen before. That really changed a lot of things.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. I've seen kind of you are setting up lead by example, right? You're doing the end-to-end work.
Yeah.
So then you don't have those like middle layers to get things like lost in translation.
Yes, exactly.
You get to the core needs without all these like noises. Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's the most important part of the change of the organization, where it used to be there are a lot of middle layers, where the core of these layers is just to forward message.
Yeah.
What he said, what she said, what you should do.
Not necessary.
Yeah. Nowadays it's gone. It should all gone, right? There just be owner and people who implement that. All these middle layers can be we can use AI to somehow to make it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. Now we move on to the bonus question. So since I worked at Stitch Fix, I actually got this dress from Stitch Fix.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
I get a new bot every other month, so it's like a gift to myself. Nice. What is your favorite clothing brand?
I don't know. What's my
Champion?
I think most of my clothes are like a company branded.
Okay. Like
free T-shirts from all this year. So
sweatshirts.
Yeah, exactly. That's like most engineer.
Yeah,
clothing style.
That's very similar. My husband has some very similar things. You know, you get enough company swags where you go to a conference at Google, they give you nice sweatshirts and stuff.
And also in the San Francisco Bay Area, the culture never changed. So it's in the same set of clothes, basically.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I see that we kind of dress in different weathers.
So I'm from San Francisco. Yeah. That's the reason. That's the reason. Because in San Francisco, it's cold actually. But Stitch Fix is good, so everyone use their service. I used to be a customer when I just graduated. Well, I don't have a family, so.
No, probably your wife also helped with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, one last spicy question. And you mentioned like side hustles and stuff. So it's really cool that you do have some income streams, even though you were taking a break on the paper. You still have things like to help your bottom line. What are some tips you have for people who want to explore side hustles, like how to get started and stuff?
That's a very good question. Almost everyone asks me that question, especially people who work in a big tech and who decided not to or doesn't want to move upstairs. So don't want to play a game because they know how the game works, right? So it's a very different game. It's like a Hunger game or something. So I would say this way: side business is a completely different thing compared to you having a job. Right? So when people ask me that question, a lot of time I feel like they just want to find another job.
They just how can I get more money, right? That's another job, right?
Yeah, that's another job. So there are different ways to think about it. For example, they want more definite answers, like more like answers to an exam. They want a standard answer saying, hey, you just do this and that. You are going to find a job, do this, and then I can pay you a few $1,000s per month, right? But that's not actually how side hustles works. So it's a very different mindset. You have to find your own side hustles, basically.
It's different for everyone.
Exactly, it's different.
Whatever works for you doesn't mean it can work for me.
I can share with you my side stories, how I get here, but I don't think anyone exactly, even though you know my story, it can inspire you. But end of day, it comes back to the thing where there is always exploration phase. And
what's your framework for exploration?
This is how I do things. I do things in a very crazy way. For example, if I want to do side hustles, I'm going to watch all the YouTube videos about side hustle.
Okay.
I'm probably going to watch like 50 to 100 different YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Until
on YouTube.
I exhausted all the possible side hustles.
Oh, you get a list first. Okay.
Yeah, I get a huge list.
Master.
And then
Okay.
I do research on that. And then I think about what I want to do and do the exploration one by one. So
you start rent them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever I do things like exhaust every possible way. So that's how I do things, right? So for side hustles, it's impossible for you. For example, you work in a high-tech company. It's impossible for you to find a side hustle that can make similar money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the expectation.
Yeah. Right. So So you should be aware like what are the real things you are looking for, right?
Okay.
Make you feel happy, or you want to talk to more people, or you want to accumulate clients for long run, right?
Okay.
Probably you cannot make enough money now, but you can make very good money after 5 or 10 years,
Okay.
right? So all these things you have to think about it while you are doing exploration. And then if you have a long list of the things you can try, there are going to be some of them going to match your
interest.
So that's why, so this comes to two most important things. What do you really want? And what are all the possible solutions there, right? You have to do a match in the end.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever data point we are contributing, right, just a small portion of the possible solutions, right, contribute to that list. But still, you have to build your own list and your understanding of your own self.
Do you have some stories to share of how you find, oh, the current side hustle is like what works well for you, like from the time-wise, effort-wise, expertise overmatch, and then the money-wise?
Yeah. So for example, I saw people are doing side hustles like most common ones for every Chinese people I know. Their first idea is being a real estate agent. Right? So exactly. So that's good. But if you really start doing that, you realize that's gonna be harder than you think and very competitive. And then people, I saw people are doing like a lot of planning, for example, wedding planning.
Oh, okay.
Right? Event planning, this kind of and then some like photographers, and of course like some like career coaching thing. That's very popular as well. Life coach, career coach. Yeah, so these are all very good things. So I think about them as well. But for me, I decide to not do any of them.
Okay.
So because I feel, for me, I can tell you what I think about it, right?
Okay. So did you try them, or you kind of dipped your toe in?
So yeah, so when I'm doing all these explorations, I start to form my own standards.
What do you call it? Like prioritization
framework. So my framework is simple, right? So first of all, it should be regulated.
Yeah. You don't want to make blood money.
No, not blood money. Just for example, photographers. There's no regulation for that.
Oh.
So when you say there's no regulation will filter out a lot of competitors.
Oh, you have to have. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You need to have a certain threshold to get to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And getting license actually in the United States is extremely easy.
Oh.
But people will never think about they have to get a license. They probably don't want to do that.
Okay.
So they're gonna filter out a lot of competitors. So it's regulated, and then I care more about long-term thing.
Okay.
Long-term thing because some jobs you can make quick and short-term money, but you are not really building long-term relationships with the clients. Some of the thing, and then I think the selling parts is important because you have to talk to the people. A lot of people doesn't want to do the selling part. They want to build something. For example, they can do building a game.
Okay.
Right. So then that doesn't require you to talk to people. So the reason I think talking to people is important, especially in the Bay Area, because people doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So that gives me some competing advantage.
So that's also like talking part is also something that you want to do.
Yeah, I want to do.
Building relationships.
Yeah, because I found that it's interesting because you have the whole tech world is a huge, like a lot of people are very similar to each other, right? We want to build things, we don't want to talk about things, right? So that just means if you do something that's opposite to this, you get some kind of competing advantage.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because you don't have a lot of competitors here.
Yeah.
So
True.
So that's why I get all these license, and I found actually it's easy to do the business where if you find the right position, you will notice that you don't have a lot of competitors. If, for example, as personal finance domain, the harder part is it's hard for you to grow the business because for a lot of financial related thing, you cannot do the marketing publicly. So a lot of clients come from referrals. So it's really hard to grow the business. But you can stay here. And then after like, for example, 5 or 10 years, you build enough client base or partnerships, they were going to refer you a lot of business. So that's why I think it's a good long-term business, long-term side hustle, but it's really hard to make short-term money.
But do you care? Do you set yourself a monetary goal? So, oh, this year I need to earn 5% of my normal income. Next year, you don't have that goal, but because you're doing the long term of business.
So here's the thing: for this kind of consulting or professional service thing, everything goes down to your pipeline.
Right, yeah,
right.
That's true.
And then top of pipeline is how many people you talk to. So if you talk to enough people, you make enough money. So so it's like a funnel thing, right? So if you talk to 100 people per year, you get this amount of money.
Right.
You talk to 500 people per year, you get even more amount of money. So it's all going back to this funnel thing. And then if you're really good at that, you have a higher conversion rate, then your funnel, the bottom line is larger, right? But still, your top funnel is most important thing.
Right? So that's your, like when you have more time, you upper the top funnel.
Yes.
Less time. I don't know, maybe right now, so you will have like shorter.
Nowadays, I don't have enough time. I don't talk to people aggressively. So I don't have bottom funnel, but I got some referrals here and there. So
it's more of you want to have a built-in flexibility, or whatever works for your lifestyle and which stage you are at. Okay, that's cool.
So the number one rule for side hustle is just do 1,000 different things until you find the right one.
That's true.
So it's very different from doing a job, because doing a job,
you think have 1,000 jobs.
And then you think in that way where there is an answer to find a job. But then there's no answer to find a side hustle.
You have to try it to know.
You have to try it to know.
There's no path to be just copy and pasted.
Exactly. You can hear a lot of stories. You can watch a lot of videos. But end of the day, you have to try it by yourself and to see does that work for you or not.
Right. Awesome. All right. These are the questions I have, Ran. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me today. Thanks, everyone.